Hope everyone is having a blessed morning. I am having a blessed morning. Yes, I am. Right? So, I know I'm supposed to went live to talk about this topic, right? But the video that I'm going to show you is based on Christianity and Islam, right? And I got to talk it from the beginning. I have to talk it from the beginning. And a lot of things I have to correct the doctor. He's my elder, right? Or bring him up to date with new information that a lot of the elders, right, and a lot of those historians and those that search for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, right, has missed. A lot of them has missed it. They have missed and dropped the ball is because they keep focusing on Africa. That's number one. That's number one, right? And the reason why they keep focused on Africa is because we over here in the West, right, for a long time didn't know our identity and didn't know the language, right? We didn't know the language. We didn't know the language, our identity, our culture, and everything else. And this is why hip hop came about. Hip hop came about is to procreate or produce, right, something that we can gravitate over here in the West, right? Hip hop. And the way hip hop, I don't want to get on off on that topic, but this is why hip hop was produced and procreated so we can gravitate towards something that was ours. This is exactly why hip hop was procreated and produced, because we didn't basically know who we were. So we gravitate towards everything. As you look at towards hip hop, you can see hip hop is gravitating towards Africa, that gravitate towards Africa, and a lot of other these civilization that's out here, these religious groups out here, right? But I'm here to break it down because this is gonna be a long one, and I feel that my information is not going out enough. It's not being shared enough, right? It's not being shared enough out there in the algorithm, because you got elders and you got people from all over the world. They coming up. They are coming up and saying other things. But I'm here to bring and shed a little light on a lot of people. That's really, really important, right? This is really, really important what I'm about to say. So if you can hold off, I'm not saying hold off on your comments, because this is going to be really, really important. And this is something, right, that's going to get out to many of people all around the world, right? And this video I'm about to show you, and I'm just focusing on Islam. I'm not going to focus on Christianity. I'm not going to focus on Christianity, and I'm not going to focus on no other way of life. I'm just going to focus on Islam and how Islam basically was spreaded and how Islam came about. I want to tell you this, but I got to start from the beginning, right? And this might be an hour long. This might be an hour long for your guys. It might be an hour long, but I need to, or I could do it into two parts. You know what? I'm going to do a straight whole part, an hour long. Hopefully, I don't know if it get to an hour, but we need to bring awareness to the beloved doctor right here, which is my elder, and every other civilization that's out there amongst the indigenous people. What's up, brother? How you doing? Good morning. Right? So I'm going to play a video first, and then once I play the video, right? Once I play the video, hold on one second. Once I play the video, right? and then I'm gonna elaborate on the video. I may play two parts, or I may play one part of the video, okay? Or I might just play the whole thing out and then explain it.
was was forced upon us. It was not even our choice. We didn't choose it. We didn't choose Islam. They were forced on us through the gun and through threats. And African people were enslaved by both Muslims and Christians. How in I ask myself, I don't even understand it. I don't understand how black people can be either. That's just my. I don't understand. I'm not saying it's not understand. I'm sure somebody can make sense of it. I can't understand it. How in the world can you take on the concept of God?
He,
Because
the,
the concept of God that was given to you by your slave master. How can you people who think of you as savages and primitive? How can you take? How can no? You can't do this. That is the problem. But what it is that I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I can only use myself as an example, and that is that I read myself out of it. I thought myself out of it, and so when Louis Farrakhan told me when I was a student at UCLA, young man, because you're so eloquent and you speak so well, the nation needs you. I went to the nation once, and I said, well, from what I can tell, the nation doesn't need me, and I don't need the nation. The same is with Christianity. I said, you know what? From what I can tell, they don't need me, and I don't need them, because my goodness comes from the fact that being a human being and being a human being who believes.
okay. Remember, he was saying that he can't make sense of a lot. Captain of a ship, out of the many near deaths, testimony, a few expressing have a knowing that only around 2% of the people ever make it up to heaven. If we don't care or don't understand how's that's possible, we are at risk. Hold on. I need to, let me get into this conversation with this brother first. He's an elder. So we're going to be respectful because he's asking why, right? He's asking why, and he don't know. And then he said that I'm quite sure there's somebody can make sense of it, right? So I'm somebody that's going to make sense of it for you, doctor, right? You my elder, and this is out of respect because a lot of the OGs and a lot of elders, right, that's on these platforms and wrote books, right, about, and I'm the indigenous people of the West, the indigenous people of the West, right? Or the indigenous people of the earth and the West. How about that? We're gonna say of the we're gonna say of the earth, right? We're gonna make sense of this, where you lack your studies at, and where you can't go no further at. Spirituality picks it up because it's not just you physically searching in the earth and searching through pyramids and tombs and all of these other things that answer your questions. A lot of these questions is spirituality, and when you don't have spirituality, you're going to be stuck. And when you be stuck, you're going to do things on your own account, on how you feel, on how you think. And it may be wrong. It may be wrong because you may not have tapped into your spirituality. So we're going to get a lot of things correct right now, right here today. So I appreciate if your guys like and share, get this information out and get people to come in. And I'm going to answer your question, right, about Islam. And he's right. Islam was forced upon the Africans. We're not Africans. See, this is a big misconception on who we are. Our titles are called the Uply God Right Ones. Our titles over here in the West are called the Uply God Right Ones. Our pyramids that we built is in the earth. We built our pyramids in the earth because we know exactly who we are. We know that we are from the earth. And we in tune with that. We in tune with that. And I'm talking about from the ancient ancestors that always believed in one creator. They always believed in one creator and worship one creator. Right? This is an actual true fact. Right? And this is in the West. The West is the father of civilization of all of mankind. It's not Africa. Africa, right, is the second coming of mankind. It's the second coming of mankind. Because during Adam time and Noah time, peace and blessing be upon them, the earth was one. The earth was one. It was one big body of land. Do you understand this? It was one big body of land. When we first came here, when we first came down from up above, because we are from up above, cloak with this earth. That's where we are. Our original forms is from up above. That's where we from. We from up above, high above. That's where we from. When we first came here, we came here in the West. We came here in the West. We came here in the West. The actual true fact. And this is why I'm trying to get people to understand, right? And I'm trying to get people to understand on who we are. But a lot of people don't understand is because of so many years, right, of trying to find out our identity, trying to find out our culture, trying to find out our language, trying to find out who we come from. So in searching, and you couldn't find who exactly where we at, we started gravitating towards Africa, towards Moors, right? Towards Israel's, towards everybody. We start gravitating towards talking about we this, we that, because we didn't know who we are. We was only going what our elders was telling us, right? Because they was doing the research, putting books out, putting literature out. So this was explaining who you are. And it makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense that being that this pigmentation is all over this place, especially it's prevalent in Africa, we're going to gravitate towards Africa. That's an actual true fact. But doing research, right? Doing research and actually breeding it in with spirituality teaches that we are not African. We from over here in the West. We from the West. That's where we from. Right? And the Creator always told us that in scriptures. Right? He told us in scriptures that it is not righteous that you turn your face to the east or to the west. The east and west. Because the east and west are the mothers and fathers of civilizations. Especially the west over here, that what we called America. We've been over here. We was not from Africa. After the flood of Noah, right? When Noah delegated to everybody, peace and blessing be upon him, delegated to everybody where they're going to settle that, we came back to the West because this was our home. Our titles are called the Uply God Right One, Doctor. We are called the Uply God Right One. And we didn't have a language. We didn't have a language. We talked to the Alpha Omega, the Almighty, telepathically. And telekinesis was the tool that we used to actually lift up objects. And this is why individuals, we taught all civilizations, right? And we actually taught the Egyptians. We actually taught Kemet. We actually taught Timbuktu. We actually taught everybody in Africa to not build pyramids upon the earth. It's going to cause you pain and suffering. We told them that. Build your pyramids and build everything inside the earth. They didn't want to listen. They didn't want to listen. So they started to display, right, the pyramids and tombs on the earth. And what that does, that brings problems. That brings invasions, conquerors. That's going to come after you. We built our pyramids inside the earth. We built our pyramids inside the earth. We taught you. We taught you how to use boulders. We taught you how to use your mind to lift up, right? Things. You don't have to use your hand. We taught all civilizations this. And this is why individuals don't know how we did it. We did it because our mind, telekinesis, the Creator blessed that upon us. He blessed that gift upon us. He blessed that upon us. The first people in creation. His hand, actually the hand. He created us to keep balance and justice upon the earth. To keep and justice and balance upon the earth. That's why he created us. And endowed us with so much special abilities, special knowledge, special understanding, special wisdom, special blood type. In our very blood type, it's amazing. In order to keep our secrets, we talk telepathically to him. We talk to him telepathically on a daily basis. And I'm coming from the ancient ancestors. And you know why you can't find this? Because you know why? Because this is not in books. This is not in books. This is in spirituality. The things that I'm talking about, books wasn't even around. There was no religion. There was no just Jews. There was no Christians. There was no Muslims. There was no religions back then. There was only one color of people, one pigmentation. And I'm going to keep it real with you. It was only one pigmentation from Adam time to Noah. From Adam time to Noah, there was only one pigmentation. And we worship one creator, right? But this entity was here. The entity, sick, barbaric, devil, demon, was here way before mankind was put into creation. And this is our greatest enemy, is this entity. Doctor, and I'm not coming at you because I'm bringing you up to speed where you lacking in. Where you lacking in, I'm bringing you up to speed. And I want everybody that's watching me to get it out to the doctor. Get it out to him because he is not in tune with current events. And a lot of people, I understand, is not in tune with the current events. That's why I'm bringing current events to you. That's why on my channel, I bring spirituality to you where you're lacking in, right? In the physical study, in the physical book, and everything else that you are searching for to find our identity, right? And to find exactly who we are, right? You get lost. You be lost. You be lost. So I'm bringing to you the awareness of the knowledge, wisdom, understanding on who we are. And who we are is called the uply God right ones because we are the first people in creation. We are the descendants. We are the descendants over here in the West. In the West, I'm talking about the West. I'm not talking about Africa. You can gravitate to Africa, to everybody else. You can call us black. You can call us African American. But these titles are beneath us. We are way above all of that. And the reason why we are using these titles because we don't know who we are. And we're using physical objects and physical studies to find out and to trace our lineage back to Africa. But our lineage starts over here in the West. It starts over here in the West. You know the Underground Railroad that people talk about, that they lie about? Those are our very pyramids that's in the earth. We had a maze. We had a maze that would start from over here in America that would end up all the way in Canada. We got mazes in the earth. Do you understand that? The indigenous people, they're not telling you everything. They lying to you. But you don't know that because you have limited access and limited searching material because you are using just your physical understanding. And your physical understanding is not going to get you there. It's spirituality. That's who we are. We are the Alpha Omega, and the Alpha Omega is us. That's who we are. We are spiritual beings that's cloaked with this beginning and end, meaning this earth. We are immortal, but with limitations. These things need to get out and need to be corrected amongst the indigenous people of the earth, the indigenous people of the West. Right? And this is an actual true fact. Civilizations used to bow down to us. right? And the Creator told everything in civilization to bow down to us, to us. I'm telling you that this is how it was back then. Things used to bow down to us out of respect. They kept it going on. The birds, the bees, the trees, everything in existence besides the Creator bowed down to us, mankind, because we are the Creator and the Creator is us. He duplicated himself. That's why he told everything to bow down to us. You see, I gotta drop this knowledge upon you, doctor. Where your knowledge, and you said yourself, where your knowledge is lacking at, I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna be your brick. I'm gonna be your shoulder. Yeah, I'm that guy. I'm him. Yes, I am him. Yes, with the Alpha Omega, the Creator and everything in existence help, the Almighty. So the second coming of mankind is after the flood. Don't know what time. It's after the flood. It's after the flood. That's when Africa did what? Civilized and birthed all civilization. Right? Over there in the Middle East, and everybody spread it out amongst Africa. This is the actual true fact. But we always been here. We always been here. We never claimed to be African. We not African. We're not African. We're not African. We over here in the West. We've been here in the West. We've been here. That's why when our country that they call America was invaded, we fought. We fought. We fought religion. We fought the indoctrination. We always ran and fought and killed and was at war. This is an actual true fact, brothers and sisters, kings and queens, ladies and gentlemen, all around the world, prince and princess. This is an actual true fact. And these things need to be put in the forefront and be taught right correctly amongst us. This is true, man. And this is coming from a spiritual sense. And your documentation teaches you that we was at war. When people came over here, when people came over to take our land, we fought. We still fighting right now to this day. We are still fighting in this land. In America, we still fighting and still dying. Yes, we still fighting. We still at war. It's not over. It's not over. Because it was taken from this land over here is blessed and it's holy. And the Creator talks about it in scriptures. He talks about it in all scriptures about the West. The West, everybody basically, right, didn't know and understand this. So they gravitate towards Africa, Africa, Africa. No, over here in the West. Why do you think all of the technology and everything that we build is over here in the West? Why do you think the West is the leading force of technology, of wisdom and understanding of science? Because all of our land is built upon, all our blessed land that the actual Creator, right? That the actual Creator gave us. He blessed us with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding all the way to the end of time. In the physical realm, he blessed this land that we call America. This is a blessed land and a holy land. And the people are blessed and holy. They are righteous. It took a long time to switch the narrative on who we are. It didn't happen overnight. It took a long time to indoctrinate. Because after you kill off all the leaders, after you kill off all the the righteous elders, what's left behind is children that don't even know. And if you have a child that know, they kill the child. They killing the bloodline. They killing the bloodline to make a new civilization of us. But you cannot kill that bloodline. That's the actual hand of the Alpha Omega, the creating everything in existence that has placed balance and justice in our very bloodline to keep the earth balance and justice are actual true facts, right? And he did that physically by the melanin. Copper. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Melanin is everywhere. It's in everything. Is everywhere. Do you understand that? That shows that we supposed to be everywhere. And that's a big task. That is a big task, and we failed in our task. I'm not going to get into that. because we started believing to this entity. We start befriending this entity. We start befriending the entity. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And this is why a lot of things is going on between us, because we start befriending this entity, taking them as our friend. And once you take this entity as your friend, he started to deceive you. And he did a portion of us in our civilizations. And these civilizations in Egypt and all of these major civilizations that was here before, they was great in technology, great in science, great in chemistry. But they started befriending this entity that been here before mankind. They started actually trying to dethrone the creator, the Alpha Omega, where we came from. So that started producing unbelief. That started producing unbelief. And kill and murder, death, kill. That's what it does. And then you have belief and non-belief. Belief and non-belief. This is way before they had religion and scriptures. I'm talking about time, right? That is not in the books. That is not written down. It's not written down. If the creator rocks with you and he rob with you, right? He would give you access to unseen things. It's up to you whether you want to believe it or not. But I'm here to tell you the truth. And you know that I'm speaking the truth because it coexists with the physical things that you got in your book. And you cannot go beyond that because you have no spiritual guidance, no spiritual foundation, or spiritual understanding. Because if you did, you would go beyond that and you would tell the people to worship one creator, the Alpha Omega, the creator everything in existence. It's an actual true fact. So Islam, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Islam is not. That's why he always said Islam is not a new way of life. It's always been here to worship one creator, one creator, one creator. But did he tweak it? Yes, he tweaked it. He tweaked the worship of him. He tweaked the worship of him. Because remember, everything in existence was bowed down to us. We didn't have to bow down to none of this stuff in existence. We didn't have to bow down to the Alpha Omega, the creating everything in existence, because we are the Alpha Omega and the Alpha Omega is us. But with limitations. Do you understand that? When he gave us telekinesis to pick up objects, that was a portion. That is a portion of his greatness, of his abilities, right? Of his intellect and intelligence. That's a portion. His is unlimited. Ours are limited. He gave us unlimited telekinesis, right? And limited abilities to do certain things upon the earth. What other things can't get to, he gave us access to get to. We are called the uply God right ones, right? And this is the actual true fact. So the word been around. That teaching, the worship of one creator, been around since the beginning of time of mankind. It been around. We always recognize and worship one creator. But when we backdoored him, right, with this entity, because we have free will, he debased us. He debased us. It's an actual true fact. We are not from this world. We are not from this zone. We're not from this zone. We are not from, we from light years away. And our ancient ancestors used to travel beyond the zones of the heaven. They define gravity. They define space. They define they square. They define they circle and everything. Mathematically, everything. That was taught to us directly through the Alpha Omega, the creating everything in existence. He talks about it. I instilled in man knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, how to read, how to write, how to speak. I instilled in man. He always said, I instilled, meaning that he talked to us telepathically. He talked to us. And we was given the knowledge through there. He always talked to us, our open communication. But then after we start disrespecting him, he cut off the communication. He still hear it, right? But do he talk to you through nature, through other things, through people, through scriptures? That's why he sent the scriptures down. Before, it wasn't no scriptures. He used to talk to us freely. He used to talk to us. This is freely. But then when non-belief started kicking in and we started fighting amongst us, there was non-belief. Because a portion of us, right, started going with this entity. This is an actual true fact. They started going with the entity because the entity started teaching them secret arts that's on the earth, secret things that's on the earth that was in the earth. And remember, everything upon the earth is our benefit, whether it's openly or secretly. Openly and secretly, everything upon this earth is inside of us. It's inside of us and outside of us. Do you understand it? It's only for mankind benefit. It's only for our benefit. So when he started teaching a portion of us, the indigenous people, straight up, this same pigmentation, the disbelief, that was a big problem. There was a war among us of belief and non-belief. That's how non-belief came about, from this entity. That's where it came about. And it's everywhere, expressed everywhere. And this is why he keep teaching non-belief, 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 non-belief of the Creator, because he's been trying to dethrone the Creator. Because he's jealous. Actually, he's jealous of us. And he hates us as human being. And a portion of human being is still with him. Whether it be black, white, Spanish, they still roll with him. They still roll with his teaching and his unbeliefic ways. It's an actual true fact. So we was put here to keep balance and justice upon this earth. There's only one bloodline that upholds, one bloodline that's still here that uphold belief in one Creator, belief in the Alpha Omega. There's still, the bloodline is still here, it still exists. Then, he took away the actual communication, because he was communicating with everybody, right? Of the ancient ancestors. He communicated with them. He talked to them. They talked back to him through the mind. Through the mind. Do you understand that? Mind, body, and soul. Mind, body, and soul. We talk to the Creator. And he openly talked. Then after a while, the backdooring him and trying to dethrone him, he started taking things away. He started limiting the abilities of us. Because the disrespect, the portion of unbelief started spreading. It started spreading amongst us. It started spreading. But there's one bloodline that still was holding on. They're going to hold on all the way until the end of the day of judgment, until the end of this world is gone. This is an actual true fact. So, right before Noah time, there was a lot of chaos going on, a lot of non-belief, a lot of things going on. So he encouraged Noah. Noah is an ancient ancestor. He is. He's an ancient ancestor. He is. So he told him, right, to build the ark, to build that ship, to build the boat. To build it underneath his watch. He showed them where the copper, where the tar, where the metal at, everything. He showed them everything. That boat, it was indestructible. It was indestructible. You couldn't destroy that boat. Or that art. You want to call it an art, call it a boat. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. So after that, right? After everything, after the rainbow, because I already said this, after the rainbow, after everything, because the rainbow means that he's going to bring about, because there was only one pigmentation back then, this pigmentation. There wasn't white, there wasn't black, there wasn't white, there wasn't Spanish, there wasn't Arabs, there wasn't none of that. There was only one pigmentation, right? So during the flood, he started separating the earth. He separated the earth. That was his time to separate the earth, because the earth was one. The people was one. This pigmentation was one. This is an actual true fact. It was the same pigmentation everywhere you go. The same pigmentation. There wasn't white. There wasn't none of that. It wasn't. So Before the flood, the ancient ancestors that was fighting against the non-belief, the same bloodline, but they just were disbelieving. They asked to save this bloodline and to make sure that this bloodline be righteous and uphold this bloodline. Do not forsake this bloodline. And it was honored, and he answered it, and he saved it, right? Instead of talking to all of the ancient ancestors back then, because it was multiple of ancient ancestors, right? It wasn't just one. Because you have one that deal with science, you have one that deal with mathematics, you have one that can deal with surgery and all this other stuff. Do you understand that? That's how it was back then. Yes, he endured us with being a surgeon. Everything that you could think of, we knew about it. It was already implanted in us. The things that we are doing now, right? We already had in our blood. We already had in us, because when you have open heart surgery, open heart brain surgery, open heart surgery, lung surgery, all that other stuff, that is a duplication on how he created mankind. Putting things together, connecting this, connecting that, connecting this, connecting that. We already did that already. We already did that over here in the West. It's in our bloodline to be surgeons and doctors and everything else. So everybody played a part, right, in our civilization and learning that and teaching that amongst the descendants. This is an actually true fact. And this was way before that you see this modern day medicine and modern day technology that they have, which they got from us anyway, through our very bloodlines and our minds and bodies and soul. So further, right, the rainbow tells you is two signs to that I'm not going to destroy the earth with water again, like I did. That was a promise that he did, right? And that I'm going to procreate different colors of people. I'm going to create different colors of people. And you're going to procreate other civilization and spread them out. And they're going to settle in Asia and Africa and everywhere else. They're going to settle there. Everybody's going to settle there. That's why when you go around the world, the indigenous people are this complexion. But over time, after they procreating with each other, the colors start to change. The colors start to change and to adapt to that climate. That's what he did. The Creator did that. He did that. Because they was fighting. We was fighting amongst each other. That's why he's saying scriptures that civilization, mankind was but of one. One single soul. One single spirit. Meaning from him. It was of one. This is why he's telling you that from a spiritual world so you can understand what is he talking about. But being that we are beings and we want to see the physical. I want to see black and white. I want to see black and white. There wasn't no black and white back then. There was spirituality. That's how we talk to him. And it was forbidden for us to speak and to write down amongst our civilizations, amongst us. This is why you can't find a speech, because we never talked. It was forbidden, even amongst the ancient ancestors and the descendants. That's why we don't have a language over here. That's why it wasn't taken from us. We was already here in this world. But dude, what happened was we was getting killed. The elders, right, was getting killed off. They was getting killed off. So you couldn't teach it no more. You couldn't teach that telepathically gift that he gave us, telekinesis gift that he gave us, telepathically talking to another. It started to get washed down and replaced with this English, this language that we have now. But we never talked. We never wrote because it was already inside of our bloodlines. This is an actual true fact. We are the right hand of the Alpha Omega, the creating everything in existence. The descendants, us, That's over here in the West. That's why I got to break it down to you, because a lot of brothers don't understand. They don't understand this, man. And I'm coming with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. I'm coming. I'm coming, man. We need it.
You keep working with people. You see, Christianity wasn't Christianity.
How do you help people who are so attached to Christianity and are afraid to let go of it and Jesus?
Well, you keep working with people. You see, Christianity was forced upon us. It was not even our choice. We didn't choose it. We didn't
Michael,
choose Islam. They were forced.
Michael, Michael Pickens said, I know we are the original humans on this earth planet. People always skipping the greatest sin that we committed against the Creator. That's right. That's why he debased us. Physically. Physically, he debased us. Physically, he debased us upon this earth. He debased us. And we've been trying to get back ever since. But this entity been here way before us. So he knows the things that happened before us. Do you understand that? He knows what happened before mankind. He's jealous of man. This is our greatest enemy, is this entity. And we started befriending him and started learning the ways and actions of disbelief. We was already blessed through our spiritual knowledge and understanding and our bloodline. We was already blessed with these abilities, these secrets, our civilizations. But when we start to backdoor the Creator and trying to dethrone him, see, this entity that you can't see with your eyes started teaching a portion of human being that, listen, the reason why he debased you is because he didn't want you to take his spot. He know that he duplicated himself. You are him and he is you. But at the time, this entity didn't know that. So once he started teaching human beings that, which started teaching us that, we started backdooring the Creator, trying to dethrone him. That's why the messages came amongst us to warn us, telling us to stop doing these things. And a lot of our civilizations are not here anymore. Those bloodlines those bloodlines been wiped out. The civilization's been wiped out and built upon on the earth. This is why. This is why. Because we start befriending this entity upon the earth. Our job was to get back to beyond the zones of the heavens. That was our job. But we lost it with this entity and started building a home upon this earth. That's what happened. We started simulating things that was up there, right? That was up there. We started simulating the things to put upon here for evidence. Because a portion of us don't want to go back up there. We was trying to build, and right now, we trying to build our own worlds without him and trying to dethrone him. And the people to this day trying to dethrone him and kill him. That's why they coming up with all this technology, coming up with these things, right? To do away with the Alpha Omega, the creator everything in existence. I'm seeing that. It's an actual true fact. But you lead a campaign of dumb, deaf, and blind, darkness upon darkness. Because the very knowledge that you have come from him. So you create more chaos and more confusion upon the human being. Portions of you. Everybody's not robbing with you. I'm not robbing with you. And there's a lot of other people that's on my platform that's out in this world that's not robbing with this entity, not upholding this entity, knowing that this entity is what? Is an enemy, 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 enemy. And you are an enemy. Why befriend this enemy? You don't see what he's doing, causing chaos around the world? He's lying to people, deceiving people. He's killing off all the youth, calling them YNs, right? Calling them ops and all this other stuff. He's killing us off, locking everybody up. You don't see that he's backdoing you? Why do you want to uphold his evilness? Why? Why? You can't even answer that. Why are you doing it? For fame, fortune, and riches? Likes, shares, subscribes, lights, cameras, and actions is going to put you in jail for 25 to life. I'm not jacking that. And a lot of other people that knows me and love me and knowing that I uphold the Alpha Omega, the creator of everything existing, is not jacking that life and not vibing with that life. We're not doing that because we see what's going on. We see what's going on. We taking our benefits that the creator, the Alpha Omega give us, and that's how we surviving. We not doing too much. We doing just enough to keep our physical in existence, in circulation. And while we preach the oneness, right, of the Almighty Creator that needs to be respected. So, to fast forward with Islam, the Africans backdoored the Africans, okay? We are not African. I'm telling you that we are not African. We had to breed in with the Africans because our descendants and elders was dying off to save this bloodline. So that's why you say, oh, I'm this, I'm that. That's why when you search your bloodline, it's 2% of this, 5% of this, is this and that. You understand what I'm saying? Because we had to breed in. We had to breed in with the Africans. That's why when the Africans come over here, they say, yo, where you from? I'm like, I'm from right here. They turn their back on you because it's two different civilizations. We are not the same civilizations. That's the actual true fact. Just because, right, just because we got the same pigmentation doesn't mean we're the same civilization. Did we come from a common ancestor? Yes. The Creator said we come from one single soul. Yes. That he multiplied throughout the earth. Actual true fact, with different colors. After the second flood, the different colors came about. But we come from one single person. I mean, you know, one single person, not multiple. One. Human beings. Mankind. There wasn't different mankinds. It's a lie. Stop lying on these internet. Stop lying to get fame, fortune, and riches and get views. Stop lying, talking about there was aliens. There ain't no aliens. We are the aliens. We from up above. You don't understand that? Stop lying to the people. Stop lying on these internet. Stop lying on Facebook. Stop lying on Instagram. Stop lying on YouTube. Talking about there was aliens. There ain't no aliens. We are the aliens. We from up above. We was created that way. Right? There's no beginning and end to us. It's an actual true fact. There is no beginning and end to us. But our physical, there's a beginning and there's an end. But we have limitations. We have limitations. We procreate. We cannot create. You cannot create. You can only procreate with the materials that's here upon the earth. That's some of the materials that we brought down. Like some of the fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. We brought that down from up above. Certain trees, we brought that down here and planted them in the earth for the benefit of mankind. This is an actual true fact, man. Stop believing this nonsense that's spreading this stuff. The people gonna still propagate and speak falsehood amongst each and everybody. If you're not spiritually inclined and don't understand what's going on, you're gonna be lost. Peaches, love this title. You are definitely speaking the truth. Islam was forced on Africans with the overall assurance of protection and resources, none of which was ever fulfilled. That's right. The Africans sold off the Africans. Do you understand that? And the Africans backdoored us. Because when we brought them over here in our lands to teach them our teachings of secret arts, of everything, they backdoored us and told them people where we was inside the earth. We were so in tune, right? We didn't need to patrol America because our senses is high. Remember, we used to float, mind, body, and soul. We used to float through in and out the earth. This is actual true facts. We are the descendants. We are the descendants over here in the West. This is why it's a big campaign to chill us off, and we chill each other off. Do you know who you are? Do you know? Do you know how amazing you are and how great you are? I don't think you know, but on this platform, I'm teaching you. Get the information out because ain't nobody giving it up like this. A lot of our elders are teaching us wrong information, saying that we are African. No, we are not. We are not backdoor. The Africans backdoored us. And all civilization backdoored us. And these same individuals that backdoored us are in our lands and being disrespectful because we are in a place of debased state of mind, body, and soul. It's an actual true fact. You don't know who you're talking to. Yeah, I'm that one with the Alpha Omega, the creating everything in existence. I'm here to bring the truth from spiritual force and spiritual knowledge. I'm not playing no games on here. Stop speaking and stop lying to the people on who we are. We taught all civilizations and birthed all civilization and then told them to go out. He stopped rocking with us. He still rock with us, but he's still rocking with us because we keep befriending this entity. We keep befriending him and asking for handouts and worshiping things that we not supposed to worship. We've been debased. But I'm here to uplift us and bring us up on where we're supposed to be. This is an actual true fact, man. And I'm not alone. I am not. Don't think I'm alone. When you see me, I am not alone. I am not alone. I'm not alone. This entity is the enemy. He's the enemy of us. The Africans backdoor. They traded. Listen, they sold the Africans sold off. Ain't nobody was enslaved. Who was slaves? We wasn't slaves over here over here in America. We never was no slaves. Stop lying to the people. We always fought and died. We did. Now, if you want to say that Africans were slaves, yes, they were slaves. They came over here on the ships on our lands. This is facts. We know more about their history than they know about their history. We can go into the spiritual this, the spiritual that, but what about us? What about us? Oh, you lost that. You don't understand that, right? Well, I'm bringing the knowledge on who we are. We are called the Uply God Right One. We didn't have no language. We were the one that taught sign language. Sign language been around since the beginning of time of mankind. In order for us to speak, we procreated sign language. Sign language been around since the beginning of man creation, sign language. That's why sign language was. No, let me tell you something. It's not disrespect. Did you ever see people that was mute that didn't speak? That didn't speak? That didn't speak. Why do you think that happens, man? I'm telling you things from the truth, man. Why do you think that happened? Why do you think people didn't speak or people didn't see or people couldn't hear or certain thing? You understand? Sign language. Sign language came about. We didn't speak. It was forbidden. It was forbidden to speak. You have to have permission from the Alpha Omega, the creator, everything that existed to speak out. Because if we were to speak, everything in existence would stop and listen to what you're saying. Speech is powerful. It travels all the way up from this earth, all the way up to the heavens, in the universe, all around. This speech, that's us speaking. It's powerful. This is why he forbid it. This is why he said, if you don't have nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. Keep your mouth shut. Ain't no joke what I'm telling you, man. This ain't no joke. This ain't no joke. I'm not playing with you. I'm not up here for no views or likes and shares. I'm up here to save ourselves, to save us. Our civilization, the indigenous people that's been stomped upon, that's been killed and murdered and burnt and everything else. Our civilization. This one bloodline to uphold the oneness. We've been debased. We've been debased. So Islam came amongst the African and didn't come over here in the West. It wasn't over here. It was in Africa. The African backdoored us. It's an actual true fact. They backdoored us, right? And the Arabs backdoored the Africans and enslaved the Africans. Went over there and did all that. The Africans was enslaving the Africans because different part of Africa, right? They have different minerals, different gold and diamonds. So it was produced in different regions in Africa. So once they find out, they would go over there and kill you, kill the king, and enslaved everybody. And they were selling the Africans off. The Africans did that. We didn't have no parts of that. The Africans did that. They backdoor each other. And that's why Islam was over there and everything was forced. Was forced. It's right. It was forced. It was forced because they was fighting back. They was telling them to worship one creator. One creator. But over here in the West, we always fought against everything. Everything. We start to accept now. I'm about to switch the story up. I'm Muslim. I took my shahada. I said, Ashhadu wa la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. After gaining knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, knowing that all of the prophets, right? All of the prophets come from that bloodline that our ancient ancestors prayed for. They prayed. The ancient prayed for that bloodline. One bloodline to worship the Alpha Omega, to keep the bloodline going all the way until the end of time. They prayed. I have did my own research and my own research of that this bloodline, right, from Adam all the way to the last prophet was one bloodline. There's not many of us that believe in the Alpha Omega. Do you see what's going on? There's not, and don't not associate partners with him. There's only one creator. We don't associate partners with him. We knew that. Let me say, that flood that happened, he was going to destroy the whole mankind. He was going to destroy Noah too. He was going to destroy everybody. He was going to murder, death, kill the whole human race. But we prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed, and the prayer was accepted. So he saved that one bloodline. So all of the prophets, look at all the people that's in this world. There's billions of people. That one bloodline was saved to uphold the oneness of the Alpha Omega. So at one particular time, there was only one civilization that was given the worship. One civilization that was given the worship to uphold this. To uphold it. Did he tweak it? Did he tweak the way of life? Or how we used to? All right. The ancient ancestors never worshiped the creator physically. To my knowledge, they only worship him through the mind. Through the mind. You understand that? Through the mind they worship him. There was no commandment of them getting down, bowing down. Do you understand that? And going to deposition and praying like this and doing this. There wasn't none of that. They did all this with inside the mind. They prayed to him. And it was accepted. Because at that time, there really wasn't no non-belief and belief. You understand what I'm saying? So they prayed with him with the mind. Everything in existence prayed to the ancient ancestors. Not prayed, but they did it out of admiration, out of respect. They bowed down. But mankind was in order to bow down at that time to the creator. Everything in creation was supposed to bow down to us. The first people in creation, us, the human beings. The indigenous people of the earth. The actual true fact. This is an actual true fact. You're supposed to bow down. This is an actual true fact. So after we backdoored the creator with this entity, he started to debase us, right? And over time, he started changing the ways we do things. Now he started saying, now your physical gotta pray. Now you gotta pray now physical. He started adding on. Started adding on and taking away. Because mankind did that. He said it. I did not wrong mankind. Mankind wronged themselves. And what he's saying is true. This is true from a spiritual point of view. So being that the elders and our descendants that came before us didn't uphold this, now we are left with this, what we see now. So I understand that the word Islam is an Arabic word, but the teachings and the ways of it always been around since the beginning of us. It started with us, the indigenous people. It wasn't called Islam. It wasn't called Islam. The worship, the one creator, the Alpha, Omega, the creating everything in existence, started with us from up above. We brought it down here on the earth. The teaching to worship him, to bow down to him. You understand? To worship him, to learn and everything else. So after we got away from these certain things, right, and started living the life of this world like it's a sport and amusement, and we started to get away from the everlasting life up above, because up there is everlasting. It has a beginning, but it has no end. It has no end. Why do you think we was allowed up there? Because we don't have a beginning or end. We don't have a beginning and end. We was created from up there. We was up there. You don't want to believe it or not, that's on you. So be it. So be it. That's between you and your creator. I have nothing to do with it. I'm here to bring the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that's true to you. And I'm doing it without no book. I'm doing it without no book, because everything that I'm saying, it coexists with the physical teachings that's put out there by the elders for years upon years, calling us African and black. We are not African and black. These titles are beneath us. We are called the uply God right ones. And I'm going to get a t-shirt that's made like that, and I'm going to get a hat like that. I got to promote it. We are called the uply God right one that did not speak. We spoke telepathically to the creator and used telenesis. That's why they can't understand how we picked up these things. How we picked them up. We taught the Africans. We taught them. And we told them, do not build pyramids upon the earth. You're going to cause pains and suffering upon yourself. People are going to come, and that's exactly what happened. They came years later on. Remember? They came years later on. Because it took a while for them to start procreating, and the change of the color. The change of the color of the people started changing. So we didn't know. We didn't know that it was going to be a change of color. We were used to one color. This pigmentation. We were used to one pigmentation. So when we start seeing different colors, we was like, what is this? Who are you? What this and that? It was strange. Seeing different colors upon the earth. It was strange. What is that? Who is you? Who created you? So we started, doing the same thing. Yes. They started procreating, and then the melanin, right? After they procreate, the creator in his infinite wisdom, he started changing the melanin in the sperm, and the woman. Started changing the melanin. He started changing the melanin. He started changing the DNA. He started changing it. He could do it. He procreated it. He created it. He created you. He could do anything he want. He don't have to be there. He can say be and it is. That's it. That's what I'm talking about, creation. He the only one that could do that. We cannot say be and it is. We got to use all the elements. We can think about it in our mind. You can think about all the material that you want to build in your mind. I want to do this and do that. Well, where you going to get the material at? You're going to get it in the earth. You're going to go around the earth and procreate. Put that image that you have in your mind, put it in reality. That's what you do. That's the only thing that we can do. He could just, and it disappear out of nowhere. He never gave us that ability. He cut that ability off. Why would he give you that ability, mankind? You want that so bad, and you can't get it. He will never give it to you. He will never give it to you. Never give you that recipe. Ain't you happy enough that he gave you telekinesis to actually lift up items with limitation? His is unlimited. How you think the sun, the moon, and stars this hold themselves? Because it's unlimited telekinesis. Telekinesis. Unlimited power. Holds all of those stars and moons and everything else up there that don't have a pillar or string that's holding them. That's him. And it has a set time to be destroyed. Stop playing with the Alpha Omega. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with those that uphold the Alpha Omega that created everything in existence. The Almighty. So that's where Islam comes from. The Africans backdoored everybody. They backdoored the Africans and sold everybody off for fame, fortune, and riches and everything else. That's what they did, and was trading with with the Arabs. And the Arabs backdoored them and brought Islam upon them. They lost the agreement with the Alpha Omega. They lost their own agreement for fame, fortune, and riches. That's why they start backdooring, and that's why their homeland was basically invaded, because they backdoored the Creator and they backdoored us, telling these people where our pyramids was in the earth. They came for us. Big armies came for us. We fought, and we still fighting right now for our land. Your individuals aren't supposed to be here. You're not supposed to be here. Where you think that this entity's at most? Right here. Right here in what we call America. Right here. Because this is the foundation of existence for mankind. He's all over, but he's here more. He's here more. Why do you think that? Why? Because this is the foundation of mankind. This is where the descendants at, is us. That can fight against him, that can bring the earth and bring everything back into balance and justice. That's why he keeps doing what he do. And I'm going to keep it real with you. The only thing that's closer, because he took it away from us, because we've mishandled, we misabused, we misguided everything. That's why he brought scriptures. Before we didn't need no scriptures. He brought scriptures down. We didn't need no scriptures. We knew the assignment. He stopped talking to everybody. He stopped talking. He only was talking to Moses. Peace and blessings be upon him. He was talking to all our the ancient ancestors. He was. That was open communication. They used to fly in and out the earth, beyond the zones of the heavens. He stopped all of that because of disrespect. I'm telling you the truth. Brought Islam, and I'm keeping it real with you. I don't care about how Islam is going about what's going on right now. Islam is the closest thing to the worship of one creator. To worship one creator. All of the other stuff that's added into that was put upon us as mankind, our own hands, giving charity. We always fast. We always fast. The fast has always been in since the beginning of time. But charity and praying 5 times a day and making pilgrimage, all that came about mankind. The disrespect. He started putting commandments on us. We didn't have no commandments. We didn't have no commandments. That came about later on. The disrespect. This is an actual true fact, man. And I want you to understand that. Over here in the West, we fought against all those religions. Every time they bring something, we fought against that because we know that it was wrong. But once they start dying off, the teachers, our elders, they start dying off, and you just had the babies there. The babies are raising each other. So you can indoctrinate. You can get them to start speaking, start talking, and beating scriptures and all the other stuff upon us. So that's why that came about. That's how that came about. But some of us still fought against that. You still got some of those that don't got religion. They don't have religion. You know what I'm saying? They don't have a way of life. They still doing them. But the difference with that, you still doing you. You gotta worship the Alpha Omega, the creator, everything existing. You gotta worship him. You have to worship him. You just can't be doing you. Because if you doing you, this entity is going to do you. What other thing that you're doing? We always been a people that worship the Alpha Omega, the creator, everything existing, that upheld and protect our lands and our loved ones and our family and our women and our wives. It's an actual true fact. So this is the truth on how Islam got forced upon the Africans in Africa. It wasn't forced upon us in the white over here in America. It wasn't forced upon us. Islam and the Jewish religion and Christianity came later on. We always uphold the oneness of the Alpha Omega, the creator, everything existing. And we pray with him telepathically. We never get down on our hands and knees. But throughout the ages of time, the narrative of that came about. So you know what we did? Because we know the Alpha Omega. We know. Individuals talking about Islam started over there. No, it's not. It started with us. It wasn't even called Islam. It wasn't even called Islam. It's the same thing, but he just changed the name over there in Arabia. But it always been the worship of one creator. It started with us first. Started with us. The teaching and all that other stuff started with us first. I don't want to check the Arabs over there because y'all was living dumb, deaf, and blind. Y'all was living in darkness over there. Jahalil. You know that. Jahalil. Ignorance. Y'all was doing some crazy stuff, battering your daughters and all that other stuff. Y'all was doing some wild stuff. Some wild stuff. Barbaric. It was barbaric and evil. The entity was telling you to do that. But the Prophet Muhammad comes from that bloodline, peace and blessings be upon him, of the uply God light one. Because Abraham, peace and blessings be upon him, Ibrahim, peace and blessings be upon him, is of the uply God light one. He's an ancient ancestor. He's of that bloodline. He's of that bloodline. So that bloodline like that, it runs anywhere, the bloodline. He could just pick it, but it's the bloodline. He could put the bloodline, you know what I'm saying? It's the bloodline. Once you trace the bloodline, you could trace it all the way back to Adam, all the way back to the descendants, us, over here in the West. It's facts that birth all civilization, that birth Africa, Asia, anything that you want to name. We did that. The fathers, that's why the creator always talk about the West and East, the West and East. Your individual need to go back to your civilizations and your land and settle there. Give us our land back. This is our land. We've been here. This land is blessed and holy, and we are blessed and holy. It's a facts. We are the descendants, and all of your backdoored us because you're supposed to come to us for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and balance, and justice. And I'm kicking knowledge, wisdom, understand right now to you. So there's no disrespect to you, doctor. No disrespect to you. I just needed to bring you up to speed that we are not African and we are not black. We are not Moors. We are not Nubian. We are not none of that. We are not it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But the elders before us was teaching us wrong because they didn't know they was grabbing towards Africa. As they should. It's okay to understand, try to learn your identity, but it's wrong. That's not our identity. We not backstabbers over here. We don't backstab nobody. We keep justice and balance, and that's what we was created for. Do we? I'm talking about back then. Do we do this? Yes. Our descendants, yes, they learned to backdoor people, backstab people, murder people, rob people. They learned that. They was taught that in these communities. But initially, the start, we was created for justice and balance and teach the whole world all new technology, all new ways, all communication, all new languages and everything. But the Alpha Omega, he cut it off. That's it. He cut the communication off because we started getting with this entity. He plays a major part. You see what he's doing? Everybody's getting locked up for murder. Everybody's going to jail. People getting murdered and killed in the street. That's a straight plot. He's putting a human. He got an army of human beings, and he got an army of entities that you cannot see. And they roll with him for fame, fortune, and riches. Light, shares, subscribes. Lights, cameras, and actions. You can't see him with your eyes. Not talking about no particular human beings. And stop lying about that. That people was deviled and they was created, Yaku created. Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop lying and spreading racism. This is our problem. This is our problem. Now I know and understand what happened in the past. But we got to focus on right now and eradicate this stuff before it's too late. Peace, y'all. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Peace, peace, peace.